Losing Lisa was one thing where I thought, I'm not going to be able to get through this. And then realizing that I have a son that needs me. So, as a mom, you have to be there for your children. It was taking a long time to come to terms with the fact that she was gone and really wanted to go. It was the second saddest day of my life, other than, losing Elvis. I'm getting older, and there's so many books out there that are untruthful, a lot. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do and write my own book and tell it like it was, in my life, especially with Elvis. There's all kinds of things like Elvis is still alive, and no one, not no one, but a lot of fans and all don't want to believe that he's hidden somewhere, that he's still alive. I wish he was still alive, Yeah, so just clear out some things. I met him at such a young age. I wasn't ready to have a life yet. I also think, even when dating him, thinking, what am I going to do? I don't want to be a nurse. I used to go over this. I don't want to be a nurse. I don't want to be a teacher. What can I do? It was, and I don't want to be a secretary. It did go through my mind when I was like in the 9th, 10th grade, what I'm going to do. But it never happened, which other things did, and I love it every moment. Elvis did have a temper, but not, and he has lifted up something and just put it on the floor or whatever, or he could throw it out the window, but never, never hurting anyone. In the movie, Priscilla, it has in there where Elvis is on the telephone, I think, talking to Colonel Parker, and he was in his office upstairs next to the bedroom, his bedroom. And as he's talking on the phone, the real story, he's talking on the phone. He got upset with Colonel Parker. He did. He picked up something on his desk there, and Colonel was really upsetting him, and he didn't even look. And I had just come in. He didn't know I was there, and he just lifted up and he just threw it. And by the time he got out of his hands, he's like, "Oh my God!" And he came running over to me. That's how it really was. But I guess, even with Sophia's movie, there has to be some kind of, how could I say, disruption within the relationship. So it was created, really. After Elvis passed, it went on for about 3 years until the attorneys brought me in and said, Priscilla, we're going to have to sell Graceland. And I said, what are you talking about? We have no money. We're not bringing any money in. And I just looked at them and I said, that'll never happen, ever. And then I left and had to find out, certain people, who do I go to, did my homework, and then met with a person in Kansas City that I was told that I should see. And he kind of guided me and told me what to do, thank God, because unfortunately he died in a plane crash shortly after. And that was a shock too, because here he was kind of guiding me all the way on opening Graceland, but thank God I got enough out of it to fulfill what he had said about making sure I get the right people, the right attorneys, and the right bank. And yeah, it was a trip, but it was a trip worthwhile. And we have people still. It's the second next to the White House, and now we're getting all the younger ones, and they wear their little Elvis outfits. Oh my God, it's so cute. I know there's out in the book that I did this to Lisa, I did that to Lisa, and there's a lot of people out there who doesn't want Lisa and I to be close. That's for sure. We were very close. Lisa could be hard-headed, but so could I sometimes. I'm not really as much, or I wasn't nearly as much, but she told it like it is, how she felt, and that was just a part of her. And I became used to that. it's just living life. But people are so, they go in, it's almost like they want to hear things that are bad. They're out to make money. Bottom line, they're out to make money. And when you see headlines like that in anyone's life, people want to know what's going on. But that was really created. And yeah, it's not really fair, and it's not right. We had a very close relationship. It was mother and daughter. We didn't argue that much. I mean, she was strong-willed. There's no doubt about it. And when she was stuck on something, she did it. And I knew, if she was on something and she wanted to do it. This is when she got older. She did it. She was fun to be with. But, she also liked to have a few drinks and hang out with friends and stuff. We all did. We all had fun, but good fun. And she'd call me and say, Mom, you want to come over and have a drink? I may be with someone already having dinner. And I said, well, I'm having dinner right now. She goes, well, bring them all over. I'm going. She liked having fun, for sure.
Describe what that was like to even see your daughter in a different light after Benjamin's death and how that changed her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was the love of her life. Absolutely the love of her life. And she just didn't want to be here anymore. She wanted to be with Ben. And that's all she kept saying. And I said, Lisa, well, you've got the twins. You have to take care of the twins. And she tried. She really did try. But then she just couldn't take it anymore.
When I think of the story told kind of before the Golden Globes, and she went home, you guys were supposed to get a drink. Is there anything that you kind of wish that you had told her that night if you did end up going together?
But I did. I asked her if she was okay. She did. She admitted to me, Mom, we were getting ready to go to to have a drink, and we were walking to our cars. She had hers, and I had mine. And then she said, Mom, I don't think I don't feel good. My stomach hurts. And I go, oh. She goes, I think I'm going to go home. And I said, absolutely. Go home and take care of yourself. And little did we know, how bad it was. It struck all of us. We were just dumbfounded. We were there all day long. I was there with Danny, her ex-husband, Michael, her ex-husband, but they were all friends. All of us friends still are with Michael and Danny and the family. And we waited, and Lisa really wasn't breathing. She was on the ventilator for 8, 9 hours, 10 hours. We were there waiting and hoping and praying until the doctor came in and said, Priscilla, I'm so sorry. She's gone. And all of us that were there were just couldn't believe it, didn't want to believe it. And it was hard on all of us. Still is. But like I said, she wanted to go. She did not want to be here. She wanted to be with Ben. She wrote me beautiful letters at school and at home, how much she loved me and how great I was as a mom and blah, blah, blah. Everything you want a mother would love to hear, And I fortunately I have it all on paper. And I go to them every once in a while and read them just to have that nearness with her, and hold on, still try to hold on. But yeah, it hasn't been easy at all. And my heart goes out to all mothers who lose a child. You never really get over it. I almost thought I lost Navarone, to be honest with you. We were visiting a friend who just got 2 camels. They rescued them from the circus, and it was only a couple of days that she had them. Very proud to have them. And then she asked us, do you want to come and see them? And I brought Navarone with me, and he just went over, and we were petting them. And the next thing happened, the camel bit him in the head, and there was blood spurting everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, I'm literally freaking out. We have to do something, And of course, people were coming around, and Navarone's blood was coming down his face. And I thought I was going to lose him for sure. And then you couldn't see anything. Everything was, we had to rush him to have the ambulance come. And he went to the hospital, and he had, I think, 37 stitches in his head. And he was very, very, very lucky. I was told. The doctor said he was very lucky. He said it had gone that much more, it would have been in his brain. He had some issues, going through a bad time. Him trying to, try to get off drugs. Had a difficult time. It was hard. I went through that with him. And finally one day he came to me. He says, Mom, I want to get off drugs. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to hurt you anymore. I lost some friends. And he goes, I have to get up. Will you help me? I said, I will absolutely help you. So he stayed at my home. I slept with him every night, and he had withdrawals every night. And I don't wish that on anyone, because there's really nothing, you can do. You can't give them more drugs, that's for sure. They have to go through it. And that time is really bad. You're going through it with them. I would be in bed with him, and he'd move, and Mom, I'm hurting. He goes, my legs hurt. I get up and I rub his legs, and I'm massaging his legs, and now I know what it's like with someone who goes through withdrawals, and it's horrible. I mean, just that alone, you want to stay away from the drugs, because you go through so much. I mean, the pain, and a lot of people can't get through it and go right back to it. But we made it. It was the 5th day, I believe it was. And it was like, my God, I never thought it was going to happen. And he's been dry ever since. So I'm really happy for him. There's a lot of drugs out there, a lot of kids doing it. And I didn't know. I didn't have a clue. He hid it. And that's what kids do that are on drugs. They hide it, meaning from their parents, And not just the drugs, but them not being around that much. And they know when to come around. So I learned a lot, for sure. You have to accept it. It was hard. That was hard for me. You don't want to believe it. You don't want to let them go. You want to hold on to them. And it's a choice that they make. And that's the other thing, is that no matter what you want to do with them or take them, they have choices, and they won't do it. They don't want to go to rehab. They don't want help. They'll say, I can do it myself. But Navarone did that. I can do it myself, Mom. Tried a couple of times. It didn't happen. So it's very, very difficult on a parent. But you can't leave them. You cannot walk away. You've got to be there for them. You have to be for that phone call to ring. If I wasn't there with my son, I would literally just pass out. So you have to be gentle, be understanding, and just keep talking to them. Look what's happening to you. Look how you're feeling. Look where you are right now. With your thoughts, with your body, the fact that you're tired all the time, or you're lonesome, or you got to be there for them no matter what, and just talk to them. And hopefully one day they'll come out of it. May happen, it may not, but, it took a long time, but he was ready. Mm-hmm. Navarone was ready, yeah. I got lucky. Riley and I never had a problem. Riley traveled a lot. She was working at a young age, in fashion, and she was, she was always busy. She would come home and we would have dinners, getting togethers on the weekend. But yeah, she had her life. Just went right to. She started out great, and loved it. So we're very close. Love her babies. We support each other. She's very close to Navarone, and still they've always been close, but they're still very, very close. And I'm really happy for Riley. She's got an amazing husband and 2 great children. So I'm happy for her very much. Not even 1 year old, Tupelo was talking. She was showing me ponds. I would hold her, because in my home there's a pond right down below, and I'm holding her, and she goes, pond, and she's not even a year, and I'm going, pond, and then she goes, pond again. I'm going, oh my gosh. Then she looked and she saw car, and So I went to Lisa and I said, Lisa, you know, she's not even 1 year old and she's telling me all what's out there. She's a chatterbox. I have great fans. They're very supportive of me and come to a lot of my talks and hang out a little bit. So yeah, it's great. And they've been through a lot of things with me and understand. Um, so I am very fortunate in having great fans. I respect them. I spend time with them if I can, you know, even if it's a little bit, and I don't have that time because I'm working on the show. So, but yeah, I enjoy the fans very much. I don't really think on age. I really don't. You know, because that doesn't, I don't think, you know, you go, oh my God, 80. Yeah, it's a big number, but I don't feel 80 at all. If anything, I feel 25. I'm still driving. I'm still, I'm still out there. I'm still, you know, doing stuff. I don't give it, I don't really give it any thought at all. So I'm 90. I keep myself busy. I really keep myself busy. I travel a lot, hang out with my friends. I feel I'm living a good life. My son is in a good place, and that's really, really matters to me. And of course, my granddaughter Riley's in an amazing place, and her children. So that's what makes me happy, knowing that everyone is doing well.